Hey, Sag. So, love this. We have been under a really thick blanket of fog for 2 days. And just as I'm getting ready for your reading, the sun comes out. And that is a huge metaphor for my life right now, for our lives. I'm a Sagittarius moon. But yeah, things have been a little weird in the world these days. My partner's the Sagittarius sun. He and I had to relocate very quickly in February and used all of our savings to have to relocate. So we have an emergency relocation fund in the description box. If you can't donate, please share. If you please can. I'm not going to push anybody to do it, but it would be very helpful. We also have the Love Equals Freedom hoodie available on the Wild Love Paradise website, and all the proceeds to that will also help us get out of Airbnbs and back into a home. We're not really sure what that looks like yet. We have tried so many avenues, you guys. It's insane. We've literally been blocked in every single way. So fingers crossed that something starts to open up, and that sun coming through just before I started your reading was pretty amazing. We're going to talk about the astrology. Oh, I also have reading. My calendar's open. If you want to get a reading, spring 23 gives you 20% off of an astrology or a tarot reading. So and that's also in the description box. I'm going to do astrology today because March has a lot of big astrology stuff happening. And if you want to watch this for your rising sign, but also sometimes the sun sign can relate to the rising sign astrology too, but this is mainly for the rising sign. And then the tarot reading will be for sun, moon, or rising. Okay. All right, Sag. So we had Saturn ingress Pisces yesterday on the 7th, and that was in your 4th house until 2026. This is an extremely important transit for Saturn being in the 4th house. You will be focusing on your innermost personal and domestic life. You could find that anything between a simple reorganization of your home to a complete uprooting and reshuffling of your own personal relationships or your home. A lot of you could find yourself moving while Saturn is in Pisces in the 4th house. You may find that you have more responsibility at this time, or even becoming a parent figure for either an older family member or just an older person that you have, think of as family, even could happen. Or even your own parents, you may end up having to take care of your parents as well. This is a time of endings and new beginnings. Also, it's going to be a big time of endings and new beginnings. When Saturn transited my 4th house, Jupiter also transited my 4th house. That was during the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, happened in my 4th house. And I was living in a hotel at the time. So it was a major reshuffling. And the second that Saturn went into my 4th house in 2017 is when everything happened. Everything went down. So it was a very interesting time. But I will tell you guys that it helped me to realize that my stable home and my security comes from within. In a huge way, that's what it taught me. And I had Pluto in my 4th house at the same time. So, and he's still there. So let's keep going. Virgo full moon happened yesterday in your 10th house. You may find that you're looking for a new career. You want to shift the way that you do your career stuff. You're looking at your professional life a little bit differently. As we're ending the astrological new year, ask yourself if you're where you would like to be professionally. Jupiter and Chiron will be conjoining in your 5th house in the middle of the month. Next week, basically, this coming up week is when we're going to feel that Jupiter Chiron. You can probably already feel it. There's going to be a lot of expansive healing when it comes to expressing yourself. And this may come in a way where you might get really triggered and you might have to actually express yourself where you wouldn't have expressed yourself before. I am also like watching poets just come out of the, like people who have been through a lot in their life, like writers and poets and musicians and artists. Like I'm watching all of this artwork come out and all this poetry and beautiful writing and everything during this time. So I feel like that's very much a Jupiter Chiron thing. And then we have the Aries new moon happening in your 5th house as well. And so this is going to be a really like, and this is the astrological new year. Every single year you have an Aries new moon in your 5th house. And it helps you to like push yourself forward for the new year and the coming, like the coming year and everything that you want to see and everything that you want to do. But in order for you to do things in your life and see things in your life, you have to speak up. You have to be able to express yourself. You have to be able to say, this is what I want, right? Then we have, on the 23rd, we have Pluto in Aquarius in your 3rd house, dipping his toe into Aquarius until March. Hold on a second. So that'll be the 8th house. Okay. Showing you briefly how your immediate environment and everyday life and everyday communications will change for you. You may find the beliefs that you were conditioned in are changing as well. Question everything. I don't really want to go too deep into the Pluto in Aquarius. Yes, is it going to change things? Absolutely. Are we going to recognize those changes? Not on a surface level. Like sometimes you might. Like sometimes your whole life needs to break down sometimes in order for you to get the lesson, or in order for you to see that things need to change, in order for you to recognize that a new foundation needs to be built up in this place of reckoning. But this is going to be such a short stint that I'm not really sure much is going to happen to many of us. So we'll talk about it a little bit more next year, because Pluto's going to be in Aquarius for 2 decades. We'll bounce back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn for a little bit, but he'll be there until 2043. So you have plenty of time to find out what Pluto in Aquarius is going to do for you. And then we have Mars. I didn't even write this down. I don't even know why, but for you guys, I have no idea why I didn't. But Mars in Cancer in your 8th house. Mars has been in Gemini, still in Gemini right now, but on the 25th, Mars will move into Cancer. Mars in Gemini was sharp in your 7th house. That was really, really sharp and really painful. And there were probably things like, some people might have even broken up during that time with the retrograde being there. Mars has been in Gemini since August of last year. So Mars in Cancer in the 8th house is going to create a little bit more passive aggression, but your ego may kind of fly off the handle. Mars enjoys being in the 8th house because he likes to cause chaos sometimes. And the 8th house is about the death and transformation of life, the death and rebirth of life, the phoenix rising from the ashes. So just make sure that you're not, this is really a time for you to express yourself in the way that you need to express yourself. Use those tools inside of you to create things instead of destroy things. Did I change? I did. Okay. Just making sure I had the right microphone on there. Power of surrender cards. We are going to get a surrender card for you, Sagittarius, and see what it is that you are surrendering for March. Surrender your ego. Holy cow. The astrology is right on. Okay. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Surrender your ego, Sagittarius. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others. Let it come from your heart. Humility, humility, humility. You know, a lot of people don't like being humble these days. And I feel like if we all had a little bit more of humility in our life, things probably wouldn't be so hard. Things are definitely changing. I feel like you have a lot of questions. You're not sure where they're going, but divine timing is happening here. And I'm going to tell you what I told Libra. Sagittarius, Libra is in a divine timing sort of state of mind right now as well. But I know the secret. Divine timing becomes your timing when you drop into, here, I'm going to move this back a little. When you drop into your heart space, when you start listening to your heart coherence, what is it that your heart wants? I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be one of your biggest lessons this year, is dropping into your heart space, so that divine timing can become your timing. Because it's not about getting everything and being able to control it, right? Like, it's about allowing things to change and transition and come to you in the time frame that it's supposed to you. And see, here's the thing: is there's definitely something coming your way, but you're not going to see it coming. And I think that in some ways, that's going to upset you, because you can't see whatever it is that's supposed to be coming your way. You can't see it coming. I feel like that's what's upsetting you. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Two of Wands. And we have the Emperor. You cannot control when this shift happens. That Wheel of Fortune is promising, that's your card. It's promising a positive shift coming, but it's also about divine timing, which is not our ego's timing, right? That's why this surrender your ego card is very important. Dropping into your heart space and getting into that heart coherence, and, you know, really listening to what this is saying to you is going to help you. You could be dealing with a water sign also. I feel like this water sign is bringing you messages that are kind of softening the blow. We have the Queen of Cups with the Knight of Cups. And I feel like she's the one that's bringing the messages to you. And it's almost like pouring water on an open wound to cleanse it. That's what this feels. That's what feels like she's doing. And this is that wound. So we have the Five of Cups with the Moon. And this is what I meant by, you can't really see that this water sign is approaching you, or something is coming to help relieve a little bit of stress or whatever in your life. This Emperor feels very, very stressed out. Okay. And yes, this could be an Aries energy as well, but I feel like it's you trying to control some things. And what is the reason why that you're, you know, are you trying to control things because that's what you feel like your heart, your mind, you know, that's what you feel like other people want you to do? Really big on intuition, really big on intuition. The Five of Cups is like, don't pay attention to what you've lost. We want to pay attention to what you're gaining out of this situation, even if it's a really difficult one. Don't pay attention to what you've lost. The Wheel of Fortune. Here it is. Interesting. Okay. The Emperor. Okay. Makes sense to me. So if we have the World on the Wheel of Fortune, so there's a cycle that's closing out right now. And whatever cycle that is that's closing out, you have to pay attention to the fact that something still needs to be wrapped up. I'm not sure what exactly that is, but there's something that has to be wrapped up before you can close out this cycle. On the Two of Wands, we have the Nine of Cups. We have the Five of Swords and the Ten of Swords. All of that on the Two of Wands. So the direction that you're supposed to be going in is truly like here's the thing. If you overindulge yourself, or if you talk yourself out of moving forward on your journey, this is going to, like, the reason I feel like this is like you're pausing yourself, like you're second guessing yourself just because you don't know exactly what direction you're supposed to be going in right now. Maybe either direction will be good for you. Maybe that's why you don't know the exact direction you're supposed to be going. Maybe either one would be good for you. But if you are, really waiting for whatever it is to show up exactly the way that you wanted it to be manifested, that's not going to happen. And the Five of Swords is kind of, beating yourself up. And if you beat yourself up, then that Ten of Swords, like, you can spiral yourself into going insane if you want to, right? But this is about, don't control the situation because the gifts are coming. And if you're not paying attention, the Four of Cups, right? The Four of Cups on the Emperor, it's like you want to control the situation so much that you're not looking at the blessings, that you're not looking at the next direction that you're supposed to be going in. You see? So let's see. Queen of Cups. Oof. Knight of Cups. Whoa. Yeah, when in doubt, you really got to trust your intuition. When in doubt. The Moon and, sorry, wow, my voice cracked like I was 13. The Moon and the Five of Cups. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. So as much as you can this month, Sagittarius, I want you to rest. I want you to rest when you're not doing other things. I want you to take care of yourself and rest and meditate and help yourself to find something that way for sure, because the Queen of Swords on the Queen of Cups. Like, I feel like this might be two different people actually helping you out. Like, you're not alone. That's what I want to say. I feel like you're not alone in this situation. And when in doubt, this Two of Swords on the Knight of Cups, when you don't have all the information, like, I feel like you're going to be getting the information, but you've got to be aware for it. And I feel like if you're trying to figure things out and you're trying to control the way all of this goes, then it's going to become, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's like we go into this emotional, like, I'm going to trust my intuition. And then you turn around and you start getting up in your head and you're like thinking way too logically about it, right? And you have people around you that you can trust, and recognizing that not everything is going to fall apart. It might feel like it for a while, but when it comes down to it, you'll get back, right? We have the Tower on the Five of Cups and the Moon. We have the Tower. Okay. The foundation had to come down. Something had to be rebuilt in that place. And there's literally nothing you could have done to stop it. And you can't say that whatever situation that you're coming out of was, it didn't help you in any way, or that it was a waste of time, because you grew. And you changed and you learned something about yourself during that time. And letting yourself see that is going to really help you keep moving forward and keep trudging forward and keep pushing forward. Surrender your ego, surrender your ego, surrender your ego. You don't know what's going to happen. All you can do is stay present and allow yourself to move forward from where you currently are. Not from where you hope to be, not from where you came from, where you are right now. and being honest with yourself in that process and recognizing that you don't have to do it alone. Four of Swords. Really let yourself get some rest. Really give yourself time for that meditation. You know, like when chaos is happening in your life, it's very hard to get back to that spiritual, coming back to yourself kind of thing. So just be kind to yourself. I know I say that all the time. Be kind to everybody else too. Everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something. So be really kind to other people and be really kind to yourself. I love you guys. We'll get through this. Bye.